All right, in this video, we're going to talk about a geometric power series. So it's a very specific type of series. It's going to be a series that has an x in it. Now we have to go back to geometric. Remember, for geometric, if I said to you 1, 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, this is geometric, right? We could say the first term is 1, the r is equal to 1/2. And we could actually put this into, let's say 0 to infinity, it would be a sub 1 times 1/2 to the nth power, right? And that should generate all my terms. So if I plugged in 0, I get the 1. If I plug in 1, I get a half, and so forth and so on. So this is geometric. The only thing that we're doing now is we're going to have a series that we can expand out where you're going to have x's in it. So for example, let's say 1 plus x plus x squared plus x cubed plus x to the fourth plus dot, 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 dot. Well, this is very specific because, again, it has a first term. So a sub 1 is 1. R is equal to x, right? To get to each consecutive term here, I am multiplying by an x. So I could actually put this into a series summation here. So n equals 0 to infinity. I could say a sub 1 times, then it's going to be my r raised to the nth power. When you expand it out, you're going to get that, okay? Because remember, is what we're trying to do, just the overarching idea of this whole chapter is to take functions like e to the x, sine of x, ln of x, these functions, and first we approximated them, okay? So we'd expand out a little bit. 1 plus x squared over 2 factorial plus x cubed over 3 factorial. And we approximate the value of that function using a polynomial. And we decided that the more terms we could add, the more accurate our approximation became. Okay, so now we're going to do a series. Okay, so now we're going to add this up all the way to infinity. So the value of the function is actually the sum of the series. So that's kind of the idea. What else can I talk about here on the side? So, but again, this is very specific. Okay, so it's geometric, which makes it easy because remember, if you wanted to find the sum, think about what I just said. I said if you take this all the way out to infinity, the value of the function equals the sum of the series. So if you were to take whatever it is, and we're not going to get to this till 8.10, but you can come up with a series here for this. If you were to, if we can come up with a series, let's just say for e to the x, and I plug it in here, which we actually did that today in class. It was, what was it? It was x to the nth power over n factorial. If you were to plug some x value into this and sum it up to infinity, you would get the same exact value if you plug that x value into, let's say, e to the x, whatever x is. Okay, so the sum of the series equals the value of the function. Now, the couple of caveats to this are it doesn't work for all x's. Sometimes x is restricted, which we did that with interval of convergence, radius of convergence, all that kind of stuff. So sometimes it only works for some x values. Sometimes it works for all x values. Okay. I had another thought here. Oh yeah, and then we could do, if you wanted to find the sum of, right, geometric's one of the few that you could do a sub 1 over 1 minus r to get the sum of the series. Well now, if I'm telling you that a sub 1 is 1, r is x, this function I can put into a series, which we just did it, right? We said it was 1 times x to the nth power, n equals 0 to infinity. So I could basically plug in some x value. Now again, it's going to be restricted. It's only going to work for some x values, but I could plug in, let's say 1/4. I could literally plug 1/4 into this. I'll get a value. That's going to be the same value if I plugged 1/4 into that, add it up all the way to infinity. We're going to get the same exact value. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create power series. Now, for this to work, we have to sort of get it into that geometric, sum of a geometric form. So it's the a sub 1 over 1 minus r idea. So for something like this, I'd say a sub 1 is equal to 1, r is equal to 2x. So I could put that right into my series. So we're going to get n equals 0 to infinity. So it's a sub 1 times r to the nth power. So that's a geometric power series, okay? So I could now expand this out if I wanted to, right? I would get 1. If I plugged in 1, I would get 2x to the first power. If I plugged in 2, I would get plus 4x squared, and so forth and so on. And you'll start to see that the r here is 2x. If we go all the way to infinity, we're going to get the same value of the function, okay? So now the interval here, remember for geometric, r has to be less than 1, greater than negative 1. So I could say 2x less than 1, like that. So x is going to be less than 1/2, greater than negative 1/2. You don't have to test endpoints for geometric because the endpoints don't work, okay? All right, so this would be my interval. So again, what this is stating that for x values between -0.5 and 1/2, if I plug it into this, I'm going to get the same exact value if I plug it into this or if I plug it into this all the way to infinity. All right, for this one, we're centered at 2, so I'm going to start with 1 over. So I'm going to, because we have to get it to look like the a sub 1, so 1, or I shouldn't say 1, it's a sub 1 over 1 minus r. That's what I need to get this to look like. So we're going to start with 1 over. So I know this has to be x minus 2. This is 4 plus. Now, please understand too that we are subtracting 2 on the inside, which means I need to add 2 on the outside. So I should end up with that. So 4 plus 2 plus x minus 2. So we're going to get 1 over 6 plus x minus 2. So I'm close here. We want this 6 to become a 1. That's really important. You got to force the 6 to become a 1. So we're going to get f of x is going to be equal to 1 over 1. I'm dividing by 6, so it's actually 1/6. And then 1 plus 1/6 x minus 2. So I forced that to be a 1, so I divided by 6, so you get 1/6 on top. Let me rewrite that. So you get 1/6, like that. So that's enough information here. So we could say n equals 0 to infinity. A sub 1 is 1/6, and then it's going to be, now this really should be, it's a sub 1 minus, right? So this is a double negative. So minus a minus. There we go. So it's 1/6, and then we're going to get negative x minus 2 over 6 to the nth power. I mean, you could leave it like that. I changed it a little bit. Like if you do 6 to the first times 6 to the nth, you're going to get 6 to the n plus 1 on the bottom. I could put this negative 1 to the nth because it's to the nth power. It's going to alternate. And then x minus 2 to the nth power, like that, okay? And then we want this to be less than 1, greater than negative 1. When you work this out, it's going to be 8 and negative 4. So my interval of convergence would be negative 4 to 8. And then hopefully the center falls smack in there, which it does, okay? All right, for number 3, again, we just need to manipulate it a little bit. So center at 1, so let's start with that. So it's going to be 3, so minus 2, and then x minus 1. So essentially, I just added 2, because it's negative 2 times negative 1. So I'm going to subtract 2. So 3 minus 2 and then minus. So we're going to get 3 over 1 minus 2, x minus 1, like that. All right, that should be enough there. So we actually have the 1, so this one works out nicely. So we're going to say a sub 1 is 3, and my r is 2x minus 1. So we can jump right in here. So n equals 0 to infinity, and then it's going to be a sub 1, and then 2x minus 1 to the nth power, like that. And we know that 2x minus 1 has to be less than 1, greater than negative 1. You could divide out the 2, add over the 1. We're going to get between 3/2 and 1/2. And remember, you do not need to test endpoints here because it's geometric. All right, for this one, centered at 1, so I'm going to say f of x. We've got, so 1 over, so this becomes x minus 1. So I'm subtracting 1, so I'm going to add 1 here. So I'm going to make it f of x equals 1 over 1 minus negative and then x minus 1, like that, okay? So this one's n equals 0 to infinity. So my r is, it's negative x minus 1. I flipped it to be 1 minus x, but that really doesn't matter. 1 minus x to the nth power. If you want, you could keep the negative on the outside. I guess that would even be better, maybe. Because then this would be negative x minus 1. And that's all going to the nth power. So we really could do negative 1 to the nth, and then x minus 1 to the nth power. And then this just has to be less than 1, greater than negative 1. So we're going to get between 0 and 2. And again, it's just to make sure you understand what's happening here. You can double check that your center, which in this case is 1, is right smack in the middle of your interval of convergence. All right, for this one, we've got 4. Let's see, so it should be 2 minus x, so 2 minus a negative x, which is really 2 plus x, right? So that should work out. But I need the 1, so you got to force the 1 here. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So we're going to get 2 over 1 minus, and then negative x over 2. So we've got n equals 0 to infinity, a sub 1, and then it's r, so negative 1 half x to the nth power. For my interval here, we're going to do 1 half x less than 1, greater than negative 1. When all is said and done here, you should get between negative 2 and 2, which centered at 0, so hopefully that makes sense. And then for the last one, we're going to say a sub 1 is 1. R is negative 2x, so I'm going to just jump right into the series. So it's going to be negative 2x to the nth power. And then we're going to say negative 2x is less than 1, greater than negative 1. So we end up with interval of convergence from negative 1 half to 1 half. All right, I'm going to leave this. I didn't do this in class. I'm going to leave this probably for after. This is more AP, FRQs. So I do not think, I am not going to put this on the test. So this will not be on, not on Chapter 8 test. I might talk about it in class one day, but not officially. It's really going to be for the second test of the quarter, which are going to be all AP FRQs. All right, hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.